At this time, I would like to introduce the faculty advisor for senior course, class 001, TAC 21. The faculty advisor is Chief Warrant Officer 3, RGB. Next, I would like to introduce our guest speaker for today's ceremony, Chief Warrant Officer 5, Johnson. Russell A. Johnson is a native of New Franklin, Ohio. He enlisted in the United States Marine Corps Delayed Entry Program November 81 as food service specialist and shipped to recruit training on June 14, 1982, Paris Island, South Carolina. After graduating, Private Johnson was transferred to the Food Service School, Camp Johnson, North Carolina. Upon completion of Food Service School in December 1982, Chief Warrant Officer Johnson's career has spanned over every spectrum and duty station for food service. Chief Warrant Officer Johnson is currently serving as the OIC of the East Coast Food Management Team. You can find his full detailed bio in your program. Chief Warrant Officer Johnson resides in North Carolina with his wife Kate and daughter Amber and will be retiring after 30 years of honorable service. His awards and decorations are Meritorious Service Medal, Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal, Ford Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, Ford Good Conduct Medal, Humanitarian Service Medal. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Chief Warrant Officer 5 Johnson.
Am I supposed to speak now?
Yeah.
All right. I gave a lot of thought to this. About 3 years ago, I had an automobile accident. Major, Oliver alluded to it. Rolled the vehicle 7 times, broke my pelvis in 3 places, broke my back. This was 2 days after a shoulder surgery, so I was in a sling and I had this weird thing on my arm to kill the pain and everything like that. My wife had driven down to New Orleans and was taking me back home. Got cut off by a log truck. Never caught the guy that cut us off. And I remember laying on the side of the road, wondering if I was alive, and I kept saying, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. Wondering if it was a dream, because when we landed upside down. I couldn't move, everything was numb. My wife got up underneath me, pushed up on me, and dropped the seatbelt, so I could at least drop down and not have all the blood rushing to my head. I honestly thought that was like the worst day of my life. It was hard. I spent 11 months in Wounded Warrior recovering. When I asked to leave Wounded Warrior, they told me at the time they've only had about 4 other people come back to the fleet from Wounded Warrior. For the most part, everybody takes their retirement, they go underway, they're done. For you guys, it won't affect you, but for Chief Warrant Officer Figueroa, I screwed up the promotional things there, by staying longer and not opening up the billet and moving her forward. I wanted to come back because I felt I had more to do. I also didn't feel entirely comfortable with the medical that I had up to that point. Wounded Warrior is very intrusive. They get into your life, they get into everything, and they go a little bit crazy. People that know me know that I push back a little bit. I don't like people in my life. I don't make friends very easily. I'm comfortable with most people. I've known A.A. Ron forever, Gunny Tumbler. Nunez back there, I met through another friend, Hazel Siles, who's long since gone. Hernandez up at Chicago, and obviously Ron Vargas. I've known him since he was a sergeant. My adopted son, Gunnery Sergeant Bays, isn't here for some reason. Gunnery Sergeant Bays worked his way from friendship with me to friendship with my wife, and I can't get rid of him. I stuck with him forever. And she made a point of telling me, you've got to see Bays because he will cry like a little girl. Did we just record that?
Yeah.
That I don't go see him. Now, I love Anthony to death. When I went through that accident, he reached out constantly. I will honestly say those first 3 months I was on so damn many painkillers, I don't remember too damn much. My wife handled the phone call, she took care of everything, and we went through like that. Came back to the fleet, got approval to come back. Colonel Hundley took me up. I told him I was going back, Wounded Warrior, going back. They said it'll take months to get. Talked to Colonel Hundley. Monday I had orders. I was out. Came back, put me on the East Coast Food Management Team. I liked it there. I still like it there. I spent about 6 months there. We went through the beginning of everything that we needed to do and started getting used to being a team and everything like that together. I hit COVID. COVID hit, all of a sudden we locked down to go home. I go back to my first point. When I went through that accident, I thought that was the worst time of my life. Really was. COVID hit. Something went strange in my brain. I lost focus. I could barely push myself out of bed most days. And thank God I was working from the house. I didn't have to embarrass myself. You know, I no longer had the team around me because we were staying separated for COVID good and everything like that. I went through a point of about, I think, August, where I said, I don't want to live anymore. I'm done with it. The constant pain that I feel, the constant having to take drugs to go to sleep at night, to alcohol and whatever. I did all that. And I said, I'm going to fight through this on my own. I don't want help. I don't believe in the Marine Corps programs. I think sometimes I don't feel like there's privacy. You know, you say something, you feel like they're talking about you at the command. I hate that. To even come out and say this right now is hard to admit. I did not want to live. I was 100% checked out. I had put together everything for my family. I put together where the bills were paid, I put where the life insurance was paid, I made sure my will was done. I did this without realizing I was doing it. I was doing it because I thought I was just squaring away and simplifying some things within my life. But I didn't want to be there. I went through about 4 or 5 months of that, just depression, wouldn't stop. And finally my daughter asked me one day, she goes, Dad, what's wrong with you? I said, I really don't know. Now my kid thinks she's smarter than me because she's got a college degree. I'm high school educated. And she does psychology. So she instantly pop psychologized everything to sum up what was wrong. That was awesome, you know, whenever you have a 21-year-old kid tell you what's wrong with you. I sort of ignored her, quite frankly. I went through another period of depression right before the holidays, where I didn't want to be there anymore. Again, period. 100% intent to carry on with my mission and go on with life. Not life. Dead. Gone. Open up the promotional opportunities. I'm that generous. I happen to have my PHA. You know, that bullshit form you fill out that everybody does. You think everybody in the world looks at because they do, right? How many people actually tell the truth on that thing? Because you never drink. You don't smoke. You PT every day, 27 hours, right? You do all that stuff, right? I put the truth on there. I said, the hell with it. They don't look at it anyhow. Who gives a shit? Put the truth on there. Said, I'm done. I got a call that day from the doctor. Said, hey, I need you to come in. I need you to come in right now. I'm like, okay. Came in, sat down, talked. By that afternoon, they had me with a psychiatrist, psychologist, and stuff like that. And you won't believe how humbling it is as a CWO5 to walk into a place where, yet again, you have no privacy. You walk into mental health. It's a big, open place. All these kids sitting there, young as hell. And here's this old guy that can't handle life. I wanted so bad to leave there. I was ready to leave. I was going to leave. No way I'm staying in here. For whatever reason, the doctor got to me fairly quick, pulled me in, started talking about things. Mostly come to find out I truly never got over the accident. I've seen accidents were less worse than mine where friends had died. And somehow I crawled away from it. I don't know why. I still don't know what the service is of what I'm doing with my life, quite frankly. But talked to the doctor, and we went through this. And this is all going through Christmas time here. Christmas is an insane time. Christmas can do strange things to your brain already. So I'm going through that. They medicated me, God bless them. Prozac. Gotta love that. It doesn't really change you one way or the other, but it starts doing stuff up in your brain. And the funny part about it is I felt like a fog had lifted. I felt like I was back participating again with this world. I had gotten to the point where I had meals flown in from like New York City to serve the family from some company called Freshly. I couldn't even cook. I just didn't feel like, I didn't feel like dealing with any of it. The next hardest part was you really got to look at your wife and your daughter in the eye and tell them, I don't want to be here. I really don't. I want to be gone. And I had to do that humbly, because they care about you. There's a loss when there's a suicide. There's a loss on the other side. And you're going to hurt somebody. Suicide is a selfish thing. You've only seen one point of view. And to admit that to them and then go through the next 30 days while the Prozac starts taking effect, because that's about how long it takes to really start clearing some of that fog out of your brain. And it's probably the most dangerous time is what the doctor's saying, because now you've taken something and you put it out in public. I put this out in public today because I understand what went on. At the time I didn't. I just felt waves of depression when I woke up. I couldn't believe it. Every day I woke up and what the hell is this? I couldn't go out and do my walks anymore. I couldn't do some of the exercises I'd like to do anymore. I couldn't sit down and just read something to do with the Marine Corps without getting impatient with it and not really wanting to read it anymore. I struggled writing fitness reports and awards, which never bothered me before. I could sit down and write them, get them done, keep up with things. I just struggled with all that. But I will say, going back to what we got to say, paradigms shift within your life, or life shifts, and you got to adjust with it. There's no real way that you can figure out how to identify what's going on with you without a little bit of help. If I hadn't taken that work to be flippant with the PHA thing, which I 100% was, like within most of the times, we just want to get the PHA over with, right? Get off the hit list, move on with our life, because it's all fake anyhow. And I was flippant and I put it on that. Doctor reacted. Next step reacted. Next step reacted. I did feel I had a little bit of privacy, more so than going over to like the MFLAC or whatever, the MAPA people or whoever. Half a dozen posters we got hanging up around here, 800 numbers and all that stuff like that. I figured I'd call an 800 number to hang up, right? I'm happy to be here today. I really am. I enjoy seeing the people who grow up that I knew from a long time ago, people that I know through other people. And it humbles my heart. I look out there, and you guys are so freaking young. I'm 57 years old here in a week or so. I'm ready to retire and go on my way. I mean, it's hard to believe how much time is going by. But most of you, the mass sergeants are coming up on culmination points of whether they continue past the 20 years of retired. The warrant officers, you got a long way to go. 20, you know that. I'm not being flippant with you. It's a long way. You're making a major step into the next level that you're no longer in the staff NCO levels. You've got to do things different, and you're going to realize it pretty quick. Just getting a salute doesn't mean a damn thing, but trying to step up, learn your job, be successful, work with the fellow master sergeants to move forward. You're going to love this trip with me. I loved it 15 years ago. I was sitting right where you were sitting 15 years ago. If you said at the time I was going to be a 5, I wouldn't believe you. But I'm telling you, this trip is worth it. So at the end of the day, congratulations to you all. Thank you so much for coming in here. Pay attention to your Marines. Do the things you need to help to do, move forward. Be successful. Let's put some of the phone and get out of here.
Thank you, Chief Warrant Officer 5 Johnson, for those inspiring words.